My dad, Eric Ross, was born on September the 14th, 1924, a decorated Burma War veteran. He lived a long and fruitful life, but it's just a shame that the last 2 years of his life were 2020 and 2021. Prior to 2020, if anybody asked me how my dad was, I'd say he was fighting fit, and if he didn't make 100, I'd eat my hat. Both he and my stepmother were scared witless by the constant fear-mongering being hurled at them, particularly by the BBC. And as a result, they chose isolation from loved ones and locked themselves away for the entirety of 2020 and much of 2021. They deprived themselves of love and companionship, fresh air, sunlight, exercise, joy and laughter, days out, holidays, all the things that make life worth living. Despite following the science and taking all the COVID vaccines offered, the health of both of them just deteriorated in front of our eyes, culminating in November 2021 with Dad's hospitalisation due to his frailty and overall condition. And guess what happened then? Yes, visiting restrictions, which meant that for 4 weeks up until mid-January, he didn't receive one visitor at all. I eventually called the hospital, reminding them of the contents of the NHS Charter, and I said they were violating that charter and they were answerable to it as well. Later that day I was grudgingly granted permission to visit, but the opportunities were still hugely limited. On the second visit, after I managed to see him again, he cried saying, "I thought you'd all forgotten about me." To which I replied, "No, Dad, we haven't forgotten about you at all. We've been prevented from visiting you. It wasn't our fault." The last time I saw him was March the 3rd, and we had a lovely chat, and he said that if he couldn't go to the seaside, then the two things he really wanted were a cuddle and a cuppa. So I gave him a cuppa, and the biggest cuddle I've ever given him in my whole life. But sadly, he died a few days later, alone, during the daytime when we should have been allowed to visit him and be with him in his last moments. And guess what they put on the death certificate?